Greetings, entities and guardians, my name is HyperHimes, and what are your thoughts about the ocean? The endless depths of water with many mysteries included, with a bunch of marine life, sea plants, and a bunch of other things that have most likely gone undiscovered. Well, I don't know about you, but it absolutely terrifies me. It's weird because I have this deep admiration for space and I'm not terrified of that at all. However, the ocean just feels different to me. Maybe it's because there's creatures within the ocean that haven't been discovered and we don't know if they're docile or not. I know the same could potentially be said about space, but being in a whole spaceship feels more controlled than the deep bodies of water. I mean, at the very least, you could go traveling in a submarine. That'll keep you safe, right? I am never going scuba diving. Okay, we're getting a bit off topic here. The Cookie Run OvenBreak YouTube channel recently released a video teasing the new Cookie Run OvenBreak update. If you're new here, then what we usually do is summarize the video and what happens within it, analyze the video to look for any important details, and theorize what we could potentially be getting within the new Cookie Run OvenBreak update. Now remember, I say potentially be getting because the things I predict and theorize have a high chance that they couldn't appear within the new update. However, the reason why I even make these videos to begin with is just to hype up not only myself, but also potentially other people, including you, for the new update. I also definitely need to mention that this is going to be the 8th season of Cookie Run OvenBreak, so I can only imagine that it's going to be a bit of a bigger update than the previous ones. The only thing that I'm hoping for is that it's at least better than Season 6, but that's not a high bar to get over. But with that being said, let's dive right into this. The video is titled New Cookie Reveal Season 8 Update Teaser Living Deep Sea City, which I don't know why there isn't a space between Season and 8, and the description really doesn't give us anything of note either, which is unfortunate other than the little sparkling emoji. The beginning of the video starts with some anchors swinging in front of us with one going up and one going down. However, slowly in the background we see this giant pile of things that seem to have sunk into the bottom of the sea. The deep sea diving helmet suddenly lights up, also making everything else light up. We get this neat shot of the whole pile slowly zooming down to show more and more of the items that it collected throughout assumably many years. Soon enough, after a certain point, we're in a first-person point of view shot looking through some ocean rock formation or something. A cookie with an open black jacket, sharp eyebrows, and a bit of a sinister look walks in front of us before yawning and suddenly falling asleep. Text whooshes in front of us saying, "Bahaha, isn't it beautiful? The city lights will forever shine," with the text sparking with electricity. We then fade to the text, Cookie Run OvenBreak, Season 8, The Living Deep Sea City, Grand Reveal on June 25th, 2200 GMT +9. To be honest, considering that this is Season 8 that we're talking about, I kinda expected a little bit more from the teaser. However, that doesn't mean I wasn't able to note a few interesting details. Firstly, the new cookie. Despite their pretty savage look, I mean they literally look like a motorcycle bad boy, I might know what this cookie could be with two details. Firstly, look at the text that was most likely quoted from this cookie. Sure, it's an interesting quote, but also take note that there was a spark of electricity flying around it. Just this fact alone made me think of some sort of electric sea creature like a jellyfish or an electric eel. However, if you look really close when the cookie walks on the screen, you can see a top bit of their hair, at least I think it's their hair, goes from yellow to gray as if it turns off. I really want to think that this new cookie is an electric eel cookie. Heck, maybe they're even some sort of a captain. Also, let's take note of some of the things that we see in the enormous pile of items. What's obvious is that there's a ton of different boats and ships. However, near the bottom we see some sort of a thing that I can't really tell if it's some sort of a vase, a bag, or even another helmet. However, also we see the statue of a bear jelly guardian pleb. These statues only existed within the lost city of Sugarteara. I don't want to make any brash thoughts so quickly, but if the statue is here, then we know that this story at least takes place after those events, since the last time that we knew of Sugarteara, or Sugarteara, I don't care how you pronounce it, the whole city was destroyed. Even if both stories aren't related, maybe it's some sort of a remaining fragment of the city. Honestly, who knows? It is also interesting to note that Mocha Ray Cookie in the story did mention that she would try and find Lobster Cookie and they both will try and create a new city. However, I don't think that went according to plan. Now, despite everything that I said, how can we realistically figure out a plot to this story? Well, let's put some pieces together. It seems that this new cookie, which we'll refer to as Electric Eel Cookie, takes pride in the city. Remember, the city is powered by a lot of lights and they even claim that the city will forever shine. What would make sense for the story's conflict? If the whole lights of the city turned off. With this, Electric Eel is in shock and is also angry since they want to make sure that their city is bright for their residents. What happens if there's no light for the city? Well, the cookies in the city would just start to leave. Electric Eel Cookie would have to find some sort of a way to not only find out why the lights have turned off, but also find a way to turn the lights back on. With that being said, there's bound to be another cookie to be playable, so who would it be? Well, I do have a few theories, but just bear with me here. One theory is that this could be an entirely new story, and either the cookie could be an antagonist who's responsible for stripping the city of its lights, or another cookie who's just a regular at the city and wants to help Electric Eel Cookie with the issues of the city since, well, how can you do your normal day-to-day stuff without lighting to help you? And you can't say sunlight, this is literally at the bottom of the ocean. Another theory is that Lobster Cookie as our antagonist is involved in the story, and they're trying to take over the underwater city by himself to try and reform it into some reincarnation of Sugarteara. Electric Eel and another sort of ally cookie, as I mentioned before, have to try and stop him from taking over. I do think that both stories are possible, and while I think the latter theory would be cool to expand on Lobster Cookie's story, I feel like the former theory would be what Dev Sisters goes with just to try and make more water-themed cookies. So how would this new cookie even work, and what other cookie would we expect? Let's start with one at a time with Electric Eel Cookie, in which, simply put, I think they'd run by a bunch of undersea structures like boats or sunken monuments, and would either run near them to instantly light them up for points, or they'd stop in front of one and start charging up their electricity by doing something like pressing the jump and slide buttons repeatedly, zapping the buildings with a full charge should grant points. Now if this cookie had a pet, I feel like it would just be a small electric eel or a jellyfish or really anything that produces electricity. They'd probably zap obstacles in front of Electric Eel Cookie or zap every obstacle that's on the screen for points. Oh yeah, and by the way, their magic candy might have giant monuments appear or even cause greater charges to occur. And if we're also dealing with a new treasure, then where should I even begin since we're dealing with the deep bodies of water that is the ocean? I don't know, we could say like an anchor that smashes against the ground for more points, a sea urchin that occasionally scurries across the level and destroys other things for points again, or even a sunken ship in a bottle that'll sometimes occasionally give you points in some way, shape, or form. When you collect anything you see, your mind starts to wander. And you know what, I'll do some absolute reach and claim that if there's going to be another new cookie, it's going to be some sort of deep sea diving cookie. I know that you may think Candy Diver Cookie, but I think it would just be one that talks instead of speaking in Candy Diver language. I'm betting that their skill would also be in a Flappy Bird-like style where you have to jump repeatedly and catch undersea treasures for points. Oh, and for their pet, a tiny looking submarine fish. Why? Because it's cute, and it can also go around making smaller treasures appear for points by using a little lamp. Now, what are we thinking in regards to costumes? Well, this one is actually interesting because Cookie Run Oven Break has been doing these little teaser images for the game to promote Season 8, and that also comes with codes to give you crystals, and one of those images happened to show this picture, and we can clearly see silhouettes of some familiar cookies. I talked about this on my YouTube community tab, and I predicted that these cookies are Mocha Ray Cookie, Lobster Cookie, Sorbet Shark Cookie, Captain Ice Cookie, and I even had the guts to call the top right cookie Soda Cookie. However, now we know it's just the new Electric Eel Cookie, who could also be potentially getting a new costume as well. Granted, while this does strengthen the theory of some of the cookies related to the Sugarteara storyline continuing with this story, I still want to see how all this would turn out. The last thing I want to talk about are some of the things that we'll potentially be seeing in regards to the game modes or new events. The new game mode in regards to the new story might be pretty interesting. Hear me out. You might have to visit different levels which are represented by monuments, and you'll need to obtain enough points to power on the lights, and after powering on those lights, you can move on to the next level, aka the next area, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be represented by rankings and stuff. If it wasn't obvious yet, there's not only going to be a new Meet the Treasure event for the new treasure, which is also going to coincide with the Treasure Mastery event, but also each new cookie will also receive a Cookie Mastery event as well, just to try and get rewards for it. Also, you know that fashion photo book event that was released during the second Super Fashion Week update, Project Cookie Runway? Well, I believe that they're going to be bringing that event back, but in the style of the ocean, where you gather information about cookies who travel within the ocean or on the surface of the waters. I just think that would be really neat personally. Also, considering that this update has a lot of electricity within it, wouldn't it also make sense that Lemon Cookie will also finally get his hard mode trial? He did win that contest of who will be getting the hard mode trial after all, so wouldn't it just make sense since he also uses electric powers? New daily gifts are going to be released. There's going to be not only a new jelly set for just the normal update, but also for guild runs as well, $10 pet costume, and there's also going to be a new Rainbow Cube coupon code to be revealed at the end of the update reveal trailer. Now, with all of that being said, I also need to mention this. Spend your trophy race points, event specific points, and obtain any event or game mode rewards for the current update before the next update comes. When it arrives, they're gone for good. But what do you all think? Do you think that some of these predictions might be correct, or are they just absolutely completely wrong? Be sure to tell me down in the comments below, and also comment down below if you're excited for the new update, or comment down below if you're kind of sad about the new update because you expected more. I don't know. But with that being said, if you enjoy this little theory video, then be sure to leave a like on it, and also share this video with your friends who enjoy my Cookie Run content. And if you enjoy my content in general, be sure to subscribe and also hit the bell icon to be notified of whatever I do in the future. I also have merch if you want to check it out, but I'm not forcing you to buy anything at all. I also have a Discord down in the description if you want to check it out. It's called the Hype News Hub. It's a fun time down there, and we're trying to expand each and every single day. And last but certainly not least, there's another link down in the description that leads to a Twitter post where if it gets 10,000 likes, I can get the Cookie Run YouTube set for absolutely free. But above all else, I will see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hype Knees.